Okay, so we're going to do problem 14 together. We are trying to find the domain. So we have two problems going on here. First problem, I can't have a negative under the square root. I also can't have a 0 in the denominator. Okay, so the 0 in the denominator is actually pretty easy. X just can't be 0, right? So I got to remember that. So I like to write it down. X can't be 0. All right, now let's deal with this square root business. I can't have that be a negative number. So what's under the radicand, that 9 minus x squared, has to be greater than or equal to 0. Agreed? Okay, so let's solve this. Minus the 9, I get a negative x squared, less than or equal to negative 9. Oh, wait. No, okay, I thought I messed up. I need to divide both sides by a negative. What happens when you do that? The symbol flips. So now I want all x's that when I square them gets me a number that's less than or equal to 9, right? So when I square root both sides, this gets a little weird right here, right? Because normally that would be a plus minus 3, but I'm dealing with inequalities, so basically what I need is a number that's going to be less than or equal to 3, and don't I need a number at the same time that's also greater than or equal to negative 3? Right? Wouldn't that get me all the numbers that when I square them are less than or equal to 9? Right? In this range, from negative 3 to a positive 3. Square any of those and it's going to be less than or equal to 9. Do we agree? Okay, so this is my domain, but I have to leave out 0 from before, right? So I can't have 0 as part of this range. So I'm going to come in, I'm not starting at negative infinity, I'm starting at negative 3. I'm going to go from negative 3, and I would go right to positive 3, but I got to jump over 0. Yeah? Does that kind of make sense? So I'm going to come in at negative 3. I'm going to go all the way to 0, but I have to jump over it. And then I can finish off at positive 3. Don't forget, if you're like not great at this, or you're like, I'm not really sure if I did this right, you can test some of these values. Right? This is my domain. These are all the numbers I'm allowed to plug in, and I'll actually get a real number back out. So try and plug in numbers that are not in this range. Right? Try plugging in positive 4. If you go back to the original problem, let's see, if I plug in a positive 4, well, that would give me 9 minus 16. Yep, that's a negative under the square root. Can't have it. All right, so that's good. Let's see. Let's try and plug in a number that is in this. So let's say where the heck am I? There we are. Let's say I try to plug in positive 2. Positive 2 should work because it's in my domain. So let's see. Plug in a positive 2. Well, that would just get 4. 9 minus 4. Yep, I can take the square root of that. Divided by 2. Yeah, that's totally fine. I don't have 0 in this. Yep. 0 right away would make it all break. So you can kind of test yourself if you want, if you're not totally confident, but does this make sense? We're okay? All right, so let me